The Golden State Warriors just lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in a crucial Game 4, and the Lakers now have a 3-1 lead over them. But what exactly will the Warriors do heading forward to be able to win this game, and can the Warriors do the impossible? Well, let's talk about it. Heading into this game, a big part of the Lakers' defensive strategy was to keep the ball out of Curry's hands, but even with all that, Curry was still able to score 31 points on the night, but he did struggle from deep, and which if he didn't, the Warriors definitely wouldn't have won this game. But since he wasn't that well of a shooter from downtown, we had a different outcome in this game. Stephen Curry was 3 of 14 from downtown, he went 12 of 30 from the field, he played 42 minutes, basically the whole game, and he was perfect from the free throw line. Now the Warriors have always struggled to shoot on the road, and it's always been a problem for them this season. And as far as the three-point shot goes, if they're not able to knock down those shots, you make the three, you live by the three, you die by the three. And in this game, they went 12 of 21 as a team from deep, and that leaves them at 29.3%, which is simply not good enough if you want to win an NBA championship, or even make it out the second round for that matter. However, they were able to get to the line 12 times, and even though that may not sound like a lot, that's just about on average what you can expect from this Warriors team, especially considering that they play more outside instead of driving to the paint, which is definitely something they should change heading forward. I feel like they can drive the ball a lot more, and they can be more aggressive when attacking the basket, but at the same time, that's just not the brand of basketball they play. And that's why throughout this series, the Warriors have always shot less free throws, or it's been just even, but they've never had more free throw attempts than the Lakers have. And that's because the Lakers play a different style of basketball, where they drive to the lane, and they just kick out if they have to, but most of the time they're just taking that shot at the line and either drawing that contact, taking a foul and going to the line, or even worse, making an and one. So Anthony Davis in this series had a pretty good game. He had 15 rebounds, he had 2 assists, and he had 3 steals. He didn't have any blocks tonight, but he was able to score 23 points. And if Anthony Davis is going to be scoring serious amount of points, then the Warriors really need to watch out and need to find a better way of guarding him, because once he gets into the paint and he starts posting, there's really no stopping him. Anthony Davis is a streaky player though, and you kind of hope that he'll miss some shots. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this Warriors team can get it done in Game 5, or do you think they'll be getting sent home? Now personally, I have the Warriors winning Game 5, and I guess we'll just take it a game at a time from there. But as the Warriors head back home facing elimination, they typically play best with their backs against the wall. That's when the whole team tends to rally together. Curry had a whole speech against the Kings before that Game 7, win or go home situations. That's typically where they play best, and especially having the home court advantage, I do not think that they'll lose Game 5, and then they'll have the opportunity to tie up the series in LA for Game 6. They really need one of these shooters to step up now, whether that's going to be Jordan Poole, who's been playing absolutely terribly this whole season, or if it's going to be Klay Thompson, who we all know really wanted to show up, especially as they go on the road and they're in LA, as you guys know or may not know. Klay Thompson actually grew up a Lakers fan, and he's always been there. His dad is a commentator for them, so he really wanted to play one of his best games away from home and in the Lakers stadium, but he wasn't able to do so. And not only was he not able to do so, in Game 1, Klay Thompson had 6 turnovers, which is just terrible. And in Game 2, Klay went 3 of 9 from downtown, leaving him at just 30%, 3 of 11 from the field, and just having 9 points on the night. As the second best shooter of all time in many people's eyes, and mine as well, that is just not acceptable, and we can't expect Curry to do everything, and somebody else has to show up. Now, Wiggins did have a pretty good game. He went 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from deep, and he had 17 points on the night. But even still, I still think that Wiggins can do better, and he could start to average about 20 points a game. And that goes for Klay, and that goes for Jordan Poole as well. Speaking of Jordan Poole, he has just been playing so bad this series, so bad this whole playoffs, so bad this whole season if you really think about it. He hasn't been able to consistently put together back-to-back games where he's playing well. I can't even remind myself of a good game he had in the regular season. Any good game he had, they were just essentially mid-game, so it wasn't anything great. But Jordan Poole has and needs to show up if he's going to play. Otherwise, please Steve Kerr, do not play him. Because once he gets out there, not only is he a liability on offense, which is where he's supposed to help us, he's also a liability on defense as well, which just makes him a liability in general. So if he cannot help us offensively, then don't expect help defensively, and it might just be better if we don't play Jordan Poole for the rest of this series. Now, I know that might sound a little harsh to you guys, but the truth is the truth, and I just want to see this Warriors team win. So let's take it one game at a time and hopefully get this win. Now, the next player I want to talk about is Kevon Looney, as he's been on a minute restriction, or I'm not actually sure if his minutes is restricted, but he's been playing less minutes because he is sick, or he has some kind of an illness. I don't know if it's like the flu or something like that, which I don't understand, because if he has a flu or something, I don't understand how he's even out there playing. But my point is, without Looney, they've been lacking on the boards, and he only had 3 boards tonight, but at the same time he played 11 minutes, so we can't expect much from him. And without Looney's efforts, we really need somebody to help us, because honestly, this whole season, the only 2 players we've been able to really rely on to do their job is Stephen Curry and Kevon Looney. And with one of those 2 guys being out and Steph Curry not being able to knock down some of his shots from deep, we really do need help from somebody else. Now, I've been saying this all season long, and I've been saying it in the playoffs as well. One player that I really want to see out there for the Warriors is Jonathan Kuminga. I'm going to keep saying it. I really hope to see him out there playing. He just has a boost of energy that comes with his playing style that we just typically aren't getting from other players, and it'd be great to see him out there and playing with the team. And garbage minutes do not count. But on the other hand of that, Moses Moody definitely deserves a shout out, and in this game he had 7 points, going 3 of 3 from the field, which is perfect. He was 1 of 1 from deep, and I'll tell you, Moses Moody is truly doing his job, and that's probably the reason why Jonathan Kuminga isn't getting minutes, is probably just because of how well Moody has been playing. But at the same time, I really would love to see both of them out there. Now, I want to talk about Lonnie Walker. Now, I have a couple of friends that are Lakers fans myself, and I remember earlier in the playoffs, I was talking to one of them as we was watching the game, and I was like, who just made that shot there? It was like garbage time and the Warriors were winning, so that must have been game 2. But I asked my friend, I was like, who just shot that shot there? And he was like, oh, I think that was number 4. And I started laughing because as a Warriors fan, I know just about everybody's name on the floor. And if you have a Warriors jersey and you're signed to the team, better believe that I know you. And it's just funny how a few days later, the same number 4 guy goes off in the 4th quarter and essentially puts this team up 3-1, as the Warriors had no answer for him and they just couldn't stop him. So I don't know if Lonnie will have another game like this, but I can assure you that he'll be having more minutes for sure. So we definitely can't let him get as hot as this. Definitely do not let him go 6 of 9 from the field. And I saw a stat even saying how Lonnie Walker had 17 points in the 4th quarter and the Warriors as a team only had 15. That is just completely unacceptable. We need to be able to pass the ball around more and to score more baskets as a team. And just in general, we have to be better overall if we want to win this series. Now, Warriors fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think that they can win Game 5 and potentially be the 16th team to come back down from being 3-1 in the playoff? And Lakers fans, I want to hear from you guys as well. Do you think that the Lakers will end this in 5, end it in 6, or do you think they'll end it in 7? Anyways, I just want to know what you guys think. But if you made it to the end of this video, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. We're trying to get to 200, so let's try and do that. You guys can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and even Twitter as well. All my links will be in the description. Stay tuned for after Game 5, as I'll be posting a video after that as well. And until next time, let's light 'em up.